Senior political reporter Jason Wiley is with us to talk about what we should expect in this summer session. What's on the agenda?
Well, Cynthia, we know what Republicans want to pass, and they clearly have the numbers to get that done. But at issue is what Texas Democrats can and will do to stop it. Here's how day one of the 30-day session unfolded. There are only 11 bills that lawmakers must consider. The most controversial remains changes to voting laws. But State Senator Brian Hughes says the version he filed of it today is a little different.
So there was some provisions in the original bill about poll watchers using cameras, and that got kind of tedious. We weren't sure how that would work practically, so that's out. What we do have, which makes sense, is cameras, a live stream camera in the central counting room.
The new bill also adds an extra hour of voting on Sunday, among other things.
The national attention to what's going on here, I think, left no choice but to pull out some of the more egregiously undemocratic provisions of that. Can we get to something that we all agree on? Not likely, but maybe. We're gonna try to work together.
But the Republican majority can pass bills without Democratic support. Democrats could try what they did in May to break quorum, physically leave so the legislature cannot function.
You've got to come back at some point. The governor can just keep calling these, can he?
Yes, from my understanding is that he can continue calling us for 17 special sessions. So every 30 days up until, I guess we would start the next legislative session.
So are you prepared, or you think the House Democrats are prepared to be gone that long?
I think it's definitely continues to be part of the conversation.
Nobody wants to do that. We would much rather work with people and get stuff done. It's not like the play, but there are a limited number of things that legislators can do. That's one of them.
Do you think that will happen?
I don't know.
You saw him smile there, right? There is one specific bill, rather, that Democrats do want to get passed. It's restoring pay for all legislative staff, that Democratic and Republican. Remember, Governor Abbott vetoed their pay because Abbott got mad about Democrats walking out and killing the elections bill the end of May. Committees will be meeting this weekend. Senator Hughes told me that his bill to change voting will go to the Senate for a floor vote on Tuesday. But the thing to keep an eye on is what, if anything, Democrats might try to do to try and stop it.
And if they go through with that ploy, you think that Governor Abbott can and would call another special session?
There is no doubt he would. The question is, where do they go? If they go somewhere, they would likely go out of state like they did in 2003 for a prolonged period of time, and they have to go somewhere where there's a Democratic governor who will not take Abbott's phone call and let the DPS come in and take these lawmakers back to Austin. Wow.